Hey folks, welcome back to the Lone Pine Tarot, or of course, welcome to Lone Pine Tarot for the very first time if you are brand new here. Thank you so much for joining me today for our pick a card reading on a pretty exciting topic. As you can tell by the title you just clicked on, today we were talking about what big opportunity is knocking next. So something to kind of look out for, something your spirit guides want you to see so that you can take advantage of the opportunity when it comes your way to bring more blessings into your life. So without further ado, let us pick our pile leaders to choose our messages with. So using the Sacred Rebels Oracle today, let's draw our cards. All right, there is pile 1. There's pile number 2. And as for pile number 3, I'm feeling this one right here, and let's unveil the cards together. Okay, so for pile number 1 today, over here on the left, your pile leader is going beyond normal with the number 14 if you're interested in choosing by number. For pile number 2 today, here in the middle, your pile leader is number 9. What do you feel? And of course, for our wonderful pile number 3 over here on the right, your pile leader today is number 11, diving for light. Very beautiful cards today. So quick refresher, pile 1, going beyond normal. Pile 2, what do you feel? And pile 3, diving for light. But as I always say, you're welcome to pause right now if you need more time to decide what pile you would like read for you. If you're new to pick a card readings, I like to just guide everybody through what I call a meditative moment to help us choose. So close your eyes. Take in a deep cleansing breath, and as you do, imagine drawing light into your lungs and hold it for just a few moments. And then when you breathe it back out again, open your eyes, and where is your gaze drawn first? What feels right in your gut, in your intuition as we call it, and that is the pile I recommend you choose for your message today. But whatever your method is, I always say you can even just choose what looks the coolest. You can drop down to the description box below or the top pinned comment when you're ready. Find the timestamp there for your pile, and I'll see you in our chat about what big opportunity is knocking next. See you there. Hello there, my wonderful pile number 1. Welcome today to your pick a card reading about what big opportunity is knocking next on your door. And of course, as you can recall, the pile leader we're drawn to was the very beautiful going beyond normal number 14. So as we always do with our pile leaders, I like to set them over here to the left. And of course, let's begin today with some tarot cards. Getting more context from your spirit guides about what this opportunity is and where it's coming from within the context of your life. Okay, let's see. Let's grab 5 cards. There is 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, thank you for your patience, pile 1, as I drew your cards. Let's first unveil your tarot cards for today. So right off the bat, we have beautiful, the Ace of Swords. Speaking of opportunities, all of the aces in tarot are new energy, new opportunities, new things coming along. I tend to call the Ace of Swords my light bulb moment kind of card. That's my keyword for it. It's kind of like getting a new idea, being in the suit of air, swords and tarot. It's a lot about communication and ideas and intelligence and deeply thinking about things. Okay, so, which is very funny because I just realized this. I swear I kind of forgot, like, you literally have a light bulb moment over your pile leader's head. Like, oh, I have a brand new idea. How fitting for that. So for sure, pile 1, This new opportunity is coming about through some idea that comes to you. I'm getting the sense intuitively that it's sort of an idea that just kind of pops out of nowhere, which really, it doesn't really pop out of nowhere. A lot of times when that happens, like things kind of just seemingly pop out of the blue. It's really because we're getting a download from above, you know, a nudge from our spirit guides, from our guardian angels, ancestors, etc., all of the beings around us that do look out for us and care for us. Okay, so I'm getting the sense that that's what's coming through for you. But of course, let's get more context. The second card is the Two of Wands. Beautiful, and how fitting for this particular kind of reading that we're getting here. Two of Wands is all about planning for the future. So you get an idea, something comes through, you're like, what's going on here? And then, boom, you start making plans for the future. Maybe you've already actually like had this pile one. You've had like a really big idea that kind of came out of the blue recently and you're like, well, where did that come from? I don't know what to do with this. If so, this is a nudge from your spirit guides to start moving in this direction of the Two of Wands, okay? Of making plans for the future, because what they're saying then in that case, that this is a really great opportunity for you to take advantage of. Okay, let's see more. We have the Knight of Pentacles, beautiful, taking action in terms of the element of earth, and that means in tarot, taking action slow and steady. Reliability, practicality, and also it bodes well in terms of finances or career or things related to the home. And sometimes they even read Pentacles as health or like the body. So I get the feeling that this idea has something to do with that area of your life. It's you get this idea, you start planning for it, and you start moving with that slow and steady pace that the Knight of Pentacles always indicates towards financial success of some sort, okay? Or if you don't have the idea yet, that's what it's leading to, okay? Then we have, beautiful, look at all these positive cards, pile one, the Empress, creativity, nurturing. This is also feminine energy. Okay, so it might be a project that's kind of more inwardly focused, like perhaps like a self-improvement type thing that you come up with an idea for, or it could be, sometimes the Empress represents things like in terms of creativity, literally because of the feminine energy she's associated with. It talks about, you know, nurturing ideas to life, creating things. Because that is one of the powers of feminine energy, is creation energy, right? So it may literally mean like an art project of some sort, like creativity in that way. But of course, creativity can express itself in many, many different ways, right? Pile one. So let's see, the outcome is this Three of Cups. Okay, so Three of Cups as the outcome is very interesting, pile one, because Three of Cups typically represents like social gatherings, a group, a social event of some sort. Because you can see here, it's like the three women together. They're having a drink. They're having kind of a grand time together, almost kind of a celebratory type moment. And so I get the feeling that the spirit guides, what they're saying is after all of this, get the idea, make the plans, work on it reliably, but not necessarily quickly, and nurture your creative energy. There's some sort of social factor that's going to be like the blessing of the outcome of this opportunity. So that might manifest itself in some way in terms of like social acknowledgement. Like maybe there's something in a social group that you're in that you really get lauded for after you put this idea into practice and get to the goal, right? It could also be like a community in terms of like your career. Like maybe your career is kind of like a really big networking type community. And so by getting to this outcome after this opportunity is taken, you know, advantage of and you follow it, right? You get acknowledgement from that particular networking community, you know, or say if it's an art field, same thing, getting recognized in some way for your art or whatever your creative project might be. It could be, you know, writing, music, etc. However that applies to you, pile one, you know your situation better than I do. But what I'm seeing here generally is it's just a really, really good opportunity after this new idea. And it leads to this social factor, social blessing, okay? And on top of that, the other beautiful thing is because of that Knight of Pentacles. Excuse me, my throat's a little bit scratchy today. If I clear it a bit, I apologize. The other beautiful thing is with that Knight of Pentacles, pile one, it's not a goal that you need to like speed rocket through. It's not a goal that's going to require like or opportunity, I should say. It's not going to require like a lot of like, you know, bam, bam, bam stress or burnout or like needing to get things done fast. It's almost feels kind of like a side burner or back burner project with that Knight of Pentacles, especially being the heart of the matter, being the core card. It's like something that, it comes with ease. I'm hearing ease, which is rare, because usually when you have a really good opportunity come along, pile one, it's like you have to kind of like throw a lot of effort into it. And it's not like you're not going to throw effort into it, you know, should you take this opportunity when it comes along. But it's just one of those rare situations I'm hearing where it does just come with a lot more ease. Okay. And then too, I haven't even talked about your pile leader yet with your going beyond normal. I get the feeling that it's something that feels a little bit out of your comfort zone. It's something that's quite outside the box that then, like, what you normally would maybe try to pursue as a goal after you see the opportunity. But even so, your spirit guides are really recommending, with how many positive cards have come out here, to just go for it. Okay, just go for it. Don't doubt it. It's going to lead to good social outcomes, okay? And also expressing your creativity, expressing your ability to create things, okay? It is a good idea too. So if you've been doubting this idea recently too, pile one, please don't, is what your spirit guides are saying. Okay, so let's grab your other cards for today. I'm going to actually start with your Elle Qui here. Your Elle Qui Oracle. I'm going to ask a bit more about your role in this, or your role in the outcome, the blessing afterwards. Let's see what your spirit guides have to say. She who waits, Manara, patience, waiting, and determination. So that's very similar, pile one, to the Knight of Pentacles before. Remember when I said, oh, it's kind of something that's like slow and steady. It's a kind of a side or back burner project. It's going to be more with ease. That just reflects that determination, waiting, biding your time. Okay, so I get the sense too that it might at first, pile one, be kind of a deceiving blessing of an opportunity, because you might look at it and go, well, that's kind of a slow way to go about it. Why don't I just take the other path that's faster? If that's the case, take the slower path, pile one, because the Manara talks about being patient and waiting for things, okay? Good things come to those who wait is a really good mantra to remind yourself of while you're walking down this path from this opportunity, okay? And also, it could be something that you've been waiting for a very long time, so maybe it kind of hits you out of the blue because you're like, you'd never expected it would come about. You never thought, oh, this is going to happen. Oh man, like, you know, it'll never go my way. I'll never get that opportunity, but it is coming because you've been so patient. So keep embodying that patience. Keep embodying that energy of reception, receiving. Okay. Let's look at your dream ritual oracle here. See, there goes your Knight of Pentacles. All right, and balance. And it's very interesting, pile one, because we'll talk about the balance part, but there's a clock. And there's a clock on the forehead of your pile leader. It's something to do with, I don't know if it's like maybe it's something to do with like, because we talked about the waiting, like she who waits. That might reflect you having had to like wait a very long time, like just another synchronicity within your cards, but something with clocks keeps coming up and timing. Very interesting. But in general too, what this means, just looking at it as the card that says balance, right? It's an opportunity that's going to bring more balance to your life, more not only in the way that I talked about before, where I said, oh, I feel like it's like a back burner project, like it's going to be kind of slow and steady. It's not going to be so difficult, right? So it's really good work-life balance. It's not something that's going to drain a lot of time and stress from you. But it's also going to bring balance in terms of like a feeling of, I almost get the sense, pile one, that like lately you've been having to do a lot of things that aren't necessarily your favorite time or like thing to spend your time on, which I know is like a very universal thing, so I guess that's kind of vague, but I guess what I mean, pile one, is it's almost like you've had to put a lot more effort just to survive, or to like in your day job, like, it's not something you're passionate about like this particular idea is, okay? But when this opportunity comes about, it's not just a door opening towards the social recognition we talked about before and the ability to express your creativity, maybe even some financial abundance from the Knight of Pentacles, but it's also something that will bring, what was I going to say? I apologize. I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's what it was. Sorry. Moderation in terms of like, you'll be able to actually spend more time on the things you love doing. Okay, which is the dream, right? Everybody wants to be able to just do what they want to do, right? They want to do what they're passionate about. They want to do, like the ideas that spark your ambition, spark your energy, spark your excitement. And this is what I'm feeling from this too. Okay. And, too, I get the sense that this is an idea that you've had in the past already, but maybe you had neglected it. Because there's a lot of cards in this spread, and I sometimes in tarot, I see significance in even the direction that figures are looking. You have a lot of cards that are facing the left, pile one, like your Two Wands and your Knight of Pentacles. And I tend to see that when there's a lot of, like past energy coming in as a part of the reading. So I think, it comes out of the blue, this idea, but at the same time, it's something that you've kind of mulled over in the past, but it's like all of a sudden, after having kind of neglected this idea for a long time, maybe that's another reason why the clocks keep coming up. After neglecting this idea for a very long time, because you just thought, well, it's never really, really the right time to do it. It's never really, it hasn't been a good opportunity for me to do this or, act on this. It comes up again, and then all of a sudden it doesn't sound so silly anymore. You're like, oh, well, wait a minute, I can actually do this now because this opportunity has come along for me to actually invest energy and time into what this is. Okay. Especially because you have so many clock symbolisms, like I'm saying, or synchronicities, and then even like Minara, I said, she who waits. It's like you've been kind of stewing over this for a very long time. So that's another indication as to what this opportunity is going to be about, okay? And let's grab your tea leaves. Excuse me. Chair filled. Someone new is entering your life. Okay, interesting. We'll talk about that in a moment, pile one, and let's grab the other half of the deck and grab your second tea leaf. I'm actually going to shuffle it down here because I've got some more room. Okay. Well, that was fast. We'll keep shuffling and see if anything else pops out, but not really. Okay. And we've got Cup. You should accept valid criticism. Interesting two cards to get here as the final oracle cards. So I think pile one, another aspect of this particular opportunity coming about, excuse me, is it wasn't viable before because there wasn't the right person in your life to help bring this to fruition. I don't know if it's like, say, just as an example, and it might not apply to every single one of you, but just say like you have a manager at your job now, and let's say that manager leaves, and then you get a new manager, and the new manager is very open to the idea that you've been kind of lingering on for a while. So like that's one example, pile one, of it being like kind of reliant on a person in your life for this to come to fruition, okay? It's like it just needed the right people around you to give you the go-ahead for the resources or like the encouragement. So I think there's someone that's important to kind of help like with those ideas of encouraging you as well as giving you the go-ahead. All right, so maybe there's been kind of an approval thing that you've been waiting on too. So that's that. And then we have the Cup, which is you should accept valid criticism. That might be just a little bit of a nudge of advice along the way with this, pile one, where as you go along with this idea and you're bringing it about, there might come a crossroads where someone comes along and says, hey, pile one, I like what you're doing, but I think there might be something else that you're kind of forgetting, or like there's this little aspect that I think you should improve on. When that comes about, pile one, take that advice, because that's another kind of second door gateway for this opportunity working out. Okay. So remember to take advice when it comes along. Valid criticism, as long as you know that it's like well-intentioned, because, you know, a lot of people will just spray opinions at you or say nasty things, and, you know, like, it really depends on the way that they word it. You know when they care. So when you know that it's someone coming from a place of caring and actually wanting to see you grow and succeed, take that criticism, okay? And then last but not least, I do want to grab just some final tarot cards on more about where the opportunity is leading in terms of like the blessings that it'll bring about, or the outcome that it'll bring about, okay? We did talk about the social recognition here with the Three of Cups, but I do want to hear just a little bit more on that. Okay. Spirit guides, 3 cards. What blessings are coming from this opportunity? What should they be excited about for it? Okay, we have the 9 of Wands reversed. Once again, we have a little bit of an indication of like being able to like be less stressed and less burnt out, because the 9 of Wands, typically upright, it's about being determined. Reverse, the 9 of Wands can indicate either like being really tired out, or in a blessing reading like we're seeing right now, I would almost read it as being able to finally stop having to be so determined and tired out, okay? So I think you're going to get less stress. Like it leads to a less stressful life. That's part of the blessing, okay? And then let's pull the second card. We've got Justice reversed, okay? And reading this in a blessing reading, our reversals is something that's going to correct. It's also going to be more fair to you, pile 1. I don't know if currently where you're at right now, like there's some aspect of your life where you're getting, I don't know, kind of like screwed over, or like you're not getting fairly paid enough, or just like for your skills and your knowledge, like you're not getting like a big enough salary. However, you know, that might apply to what's being unfair to you, but that's also part of what's going to correct as part of the outcome of this opportunity, right? And let's grab the last card. I'm feeling drawn to this one. The 5 of Swords. Interesting as a blessing card. 5 of Swords can mean conflict or harsh conflict, but reading it as a blessing card, pile 1, I almost would say, let's see. I think, especially being next to the Justice reversed card, and before we did have the 3 of Cups, I almost wonder if like where you're at right now, or like what you're doing right now, you're not getting enough of like verbal recognition, or like people are like overly harsh to you about things. And like when this opportunity comes along, it elevates you to the next level where it's like people criticize you less. Like there's less verbal conflicts or arguments or like tongue lashing. Like, I don't know, same thing, like just using the manager example again, although like I said, I know that might not apply to every single one of you. Like, say like your last manager, one of the reasons why they wouldn't go along with one of your ideas here is because like, you know, maybe they're very critical, right? Or like maybe they criticized you too much. And then say the opportunity is like a new manager coming in, like we talked about with the chair being filled, someone new coming into your life. That next manager isn't that unfair with the things that they say. They're more fair to you about how they talk to you, okay? And that can also bring about the fruition of, like, blessings. Because no one wants to be around, like, a really overly super critical manager, right? Or however this might apply to you, pile 1. In any case, I think that also is just an indication that no matter what this person that's coming in that's helping you with this, no matter what their relationship is to you, manager or not, there's someone who's also just going to be more fair to you in the way that they speak to you, in the way that they weigh your ideas. Okay, so very, very beautiful opportunity, pile 1. Let me see if there's anything else here before I sign off with you. So just remember, you know, it's probably an idea that you had in the past that maybe you had to throw out before. But when it comes up again, especially if there's a new person in your life that might be related to the fruition of it, please give the idea a chance. Remember to accept valid criticism when it comes along. Remember the mantra, good things come to those who wait. And just know that it not only might bring you social recognition and more moderation and balance to your life and more time for you to actually do the things that you want to do rather than what you have to do. It's also something that's going to bring more fairness to your life and less stress and burnout. Like, I'm getting the feeling for a lot of you, it might be like a promotion or it might be like job related, but it's going to differ for everybody because this is a general reading. Either way, though, looks like good things are coming with this. And I am going to ask one last question of your spirit guides. How do you know Like, what's an indicator that this is coming? I'm going to ask one moment. You know, it's very odd. It's something about the color yellow. So pay attention to synchronicities around the color yellow when it comes to this. Okay. For some reason. It could be something to do with like a name that has yellow in it, or it could be like a brand name with the name yellow in it, or like someone's wearing, like maybe if it's a person that comes along, like we talked about, like they're wearing a yellow shirt when you meet them. Something along those lines, okay? Just remember the color yellow. That's the one indication they're giving me as to synchronicities to look out for this opportunity. But yeah, beautiful things coming. So that was your reading for today, Pile 1. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked it and if it resonated, please like the video itself. Please comment down below. Please subscribe to Lone Pine Tarot if you have not done so yet. Just helps me out a bit, which helps me provide readings for both you and others in the future, as I always say. And as is our tradition on the channel, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to cherish your ideas. Give them a chance to grow. And blessings will come, okay? And I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye, Pile 1. Hello there, my wonderful Pile number 2. Welcome today to your pick a card reading about what big opportunity is knocking next on your door. And of course, as you can recall, the pile leader you were drawn to was number 9. What do you feel? So, of course, to begin the reading, we set our pile leader over here to the left. And let's start with drawing some tarot cards to get more indication on what kind of area of your life this opportunity is coming from, as well as what it is leading to. So 5 cards, please, Spirit Guides of Pile 2. I wonder if you'll get the 2 of Swords. I'm getting a feeling of a choice of some sort here. Okay, and there's all 5 cards. Thank you for your patience while I drew those, Pile 2. Let's unveil your tarot cards for today. First up, we have the Hierophant. Interesting. The Hierophant tends to represent tradition. It tends to represent authority, things like that. It's one of those cards that's very, I'd say contextual based on the other cards around it. So let's look at the second card to get more clarity on that. We've got the Chariot next. A lot of major arcana so far. Chariot is all about control, taking the reins, going forward with balance, just like the 2 Sphinx here are black and white, which represents duality and balance in life. Interesting opportunity. I'm curious. Let's keep going. It's not quite clear yet, but we'll see. Number 3, we've got the 9 of Wands reversed. Okay. Tends to represent either having been really determined with something, but you feel like the battle's kind of wearing you out, or sometimes it represents, once again, contextually, being able to put down the sword after having fought a long battle. So let's keep going. The 9 of Swords. Okay, that can represent anxiety, stress, nightmares, things like that. And last but not least, we've got the 10 of Cups reversed. Okay, interesting as the outcome card. We'll talk about that more in a second here, because this is the big opportunity. Now, I'm getting the sense, Pile 2, because you have a 10 of Cups reversed as the outcome, this is an opportunity that your spirit guides are bringing to your attention, because you're currently on a path that's leading to maybe a not so happy outcome. Because when we look at tarot, it's kind of like a snapshot of the current timeline that you're on, but that can change based on your actions, okay? So this opportunity, Pile 2, actually really what it is a chance to change that trajectory, to turn that 10 of Cups right side up. And the 10 of Cups, I didn't even say, represents happily ever after, especially with emotional fulfillment. So it is something that's currently leading you to anxiety and burnout and unhappiness. But the beauty is that you can change that. And that's kind of maybe what I was saying before when I said, well, I feel like maybe there's a choice. I wouldn't be surprised if you get the 2 of Swords, because there's a lot of symbolism like that in your what do you feel card. See how she's weighing both the apple and the orange? Okay. She's looking between two different choices. It's like almost the two paths that can diverge. The one that you're on, not so happy, and the one that goes this way that leads to that Ten of Cups upright. Okay. Now, putting that all into one picture, it's very interesting. The cards you got at the very beginning, the Hierophant and the Chariot. I almost want to say what set you on this path in the first place towards an unhappy outcome was someone in authority told you to go forward with something even though you weren't 100% convinced that it was the best choice to make. Or it was like maybe a group decision and you thought, well, I don't know. I'm not sure that's like the best way to go, but it's like that spurred you into action because it was almost like you didn't have any other choice. But that's the beauty of this opportunity, is that you're going to get a choice to change that. And it's like right now, what you're feeling is that Nine of Wands reversed as the heart of the matter. I call that central card in the spread. I like to use pile 2. The Nine of Wands reversed, as I said before, is kind of like feeling like I'm done. I want to put my sword down. I'm sick of this battle. I'm sick of this fight. This is getting me nowhere, okay? And it's like you already can kind of see on the horizon, oh, this is not leading to anything fun. We've got stress and anxiety with the Nine of Swords. And we've got unhappiness with the Ten of Cups reversed. Now, because you have a very specifically, contextual reading, pile 2, in that it's like the opportunity is to change this trajectory. I do want to ask your spirit guides with some extra tarot cards for you specifically. I'm trying to think of the best way to word the question. I guess what I would ask is, what is the lever that changes the path? What's the point in the timeline where you could change that? Because right now I get the feeling you're right at that cusp of changing this outcome of unhappiness and stress, okay? So, Spirit Guides of pile 2, could you give me 3 cards? What's the opportunity now that will change this? What should they look out for that they could do, or that would give them a signpost as to what direction to take to move that Ten of Cups right side up? Okay, for sure this one was poking me, so I'm going to take that one. Okay. What could they do to change it? First we have the Artist reversed, okay? Artist reversed as actually a specific card to this tarot deck. It represents kind of what it says on the tin, being artistic, or in reversal, I should say, pile 2. Not using our creativity enough. We'll talk about that more in context with the question in a second. Second card is the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay. We'll talk about that also in a second. And then we have the Magician, beautiful, another major arcana. So what opportunity is coming that will change this trajectory? Or what could you do to change it? Pile 2, what your spirit guides are saying is this opportunity to change the outcome to a positive way comes through you utilizing all of your resources. That is what the Magician represents. He has a pentacle, a sword, a wand, and a cup up here. All of the different suits of tarot, all of the different elements. He's putting his all into something, into manifesting something, into bringing it about. There's some area of your life where, like, wherever this problem has been cropping up, where you've been kind of tired and stressed out lately, where you could be putting more resources into it. So as a piece of advice card, like we asked, how do you change this trajectory? What's the opportunity? Put more resources and energy into changing it. Okay, whatever that means for your specific situation. Now, we do have some context here with the Queen of Swords reversed and the Artist reversed. When I would read reversals in a question like this on advice, it means something that you need more of. Be more creative. Okay, if you bring more creativity into the problem solving with this, like the Artist, that will also help change this path towards happiness. Okay. Also think outside the box. Think also big picture. That's another thing about the pile leader that you have. I love this particular card in the Sacred Rebels Oracle because at first glance it looks kind of weird. She's weighing simply just 2 fruits, an orange and an apple, but she's looking at the world. It's like she thinks something is really, really, really big, looking at the whole world. Oh, everything rides on this decision, right? When really, but she's just weighing, okay, what do I eat, an apple or an orange? It's just apples and oranges, right? And so, applying that to your particular reading, it's like, I feel like in your situation, it's like you're thinking of it more as choosing between apples and oranges, when really, like I said with the artist, you need to see like bigger picture with this. What does this look like from a bird's eye view? Okay. What does it look like? Not so much in terms of, this might differ for every single one of you, depending on what situation of your life this applies to, but I'll just use the example of a job. Okay, say that the authority that gave you the direction to, go full speed ahead on this, even though it might not be a good idea. Say it was a manager, okay. Yes, at first glance, going against what your manager says looks like a bad idea. Because you think, okay, what are the consequences of this? Am I gonna get my butt chewed out by my manager because I went against their wishes? And of course, normally in most circumstances, you would not want to, right? But, or you might ask questions like, oh, if I go against what my manager told me to do, will I get in trouble? Will, certain consequences here. But that's looking at it from a small tunnel vision perspective. Look at it from a bigger picture. So say, just for an example, it's a project that you're working on at work. Would you rather have it go super well because you follow your own intuition about the right direction to go? Or would you rather follow what, say in this particular example, even though it might not apply to you, specifically I should say, go with what the manager says and it all falls apart and then you get blamed for it falling apart anyways? So think about it big picture in that way. You almost kind of need to think more tactily, or like a tactician, I should say. That's kind of what the Queen of Swords represents here in the middle, being reversed. She is a tactical thinker. She's very wise. Sometimes she can even be, with the being reversed, people might think of a Queen of Swords as a bit ruthless. Okay, she cuts through the crap. She doesn't put up with crap. She is wise. She's sharp. And sometimes in life, you have to be a little bit more, I don't want to say ruthless, because that's kind of a negative connotation pile too, but you have to be a little bit more firm and direct to get to the best outcome. Okay, so imbue more of the qualities of the Queen of Swords in your actions going forward, if she were upright. Okay, think logically. Even if you have to kind of defend some of your decisions, defend them in the way of like, well, but that was the logical answer. And then, if you use logic, people can't disagree with logic unless they just want to look stupid, right? Because you'd be like, well, logically, I couldn't do that. So what did you want me to do? Did you want me just to do the unlogical thing? And then, whoever might be arguing with you might be like, well, I guess, duh, I can't really argue with you. You know what I mean? Things like that pile too. And that will get you to the right outcome. Okay, so use more resources, as many as you possibly can on the problem. Maybe even bring more people in to help you if that's possible. Think outside the box. Be creative and be a Queen of Swords. Use logic in your arguments. Stand up for yourself. Be a bit tougher. In terms of the way that you interact with other people. Kindly. A Queen of Swords isn't mean, right? And not to be mean, I know that pile too, but she also, like I said, doesn't put up the crap. So, think about it that way. More big picture, things like that. Let's grab your Oracle cards as well. I'm going to grab your Elle key first. We'll get some more context on the opportunity. It's also an opportunity for you, pile 2, to step more into leadership and to step more into defending yourself. That's because that's kind of the energy too of the Nine of Wands that we talked about earlier too. It's not just feeling tired of a battle. It's also kind of, I guess the Seven of Wands is more about defending yourself, but sometimes I see the Nine of Wands that way too. Oh, Daz. She who resists. Fearless, justified, resistant. That's what I'm I said tang. Whoops. saying, pile 2. This is kind of a rebellious energy I'm getting here. Like we already had with like the authority we were talking about before that might have caused some of this problem. This is rebellion energy. This is resisting. But because you're justified. Pile 2, if you use logic as a reason for resistance, you're never wrong. Okay? If you follow the path of the Queen of Swords in the way that you move, about this Audaz as well, being justified so you resist, you can't go wrong. Also, Audaz kind of makes me think of the word audacity. Being bolder, being more fearless, which is, once again, one of her keywords, okay? Do not be afraid to resist authority in this situation, okay? Especially when you know it's the right thing to do. That will also help bring about a good opportunity. Let's see. Let's grab your Dream Ritual Oracle. I think I might also draw another tarot spread for you at the end here, Pile 2, but let's keep going before I do that. With your Oracle cards, Forgive. Forgive. What an interesting card to get for this reading. You know what that says to me, Pile 2? I think that means if you're reluctant to stand up and change things, if you think you're going to hurt feelings, if you think you're going to step on toes, this means you're going to be forgiven. There's not going to be as many consequences as you think there will be. Okay? Because, like I said, if you do it because you're justified and because you're doing the logical thing, how could anyone not forgive you? Because it would be illogical for them to argue against something that you did out of logic. Right? Things like that. You'll be forgiven if you quote-unquote step out of line. If it's the right thing to do, which I think it is, Pile 2, as we're seeing with all of these cards, okay? And then let's grab, of course, your tea leaves for today. Because that's, we'll see what the tea leaves say, but the second tarot reading, or I guess I should say third, that I wanted to do for you, Pile 2, was to ask what blessings are coming after you change this. Obviously, we have the, oh, yes, it's going to be a happily ever after type of situation with the Ten of Cups if it's brought into upright with these changes, but I do want to see more about, like, just blessings in general, so that you kind of see more of the trajectory of the good that will come out of resisting and making this change. Crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. I don't know, maybe are you starting a business of some sort, Pile 2, or it's like a decision revolving around a child. Like, I don't know if, like, you're a guardian or parent of some child, or maybe you're trying to figure out something regarding having a baby, or it could be like birthing something in terms of a project, like I said, with the manager work example, or like a business. And it could also mean that part of the blessing coming forward for you, Pile 2, is that a birth of something better will come out of this if you choose to resist and you choose to move forward to change this outcome. Okay, well, that was fast. Peace and harmony, wind chimes. Beautiful. Bringing about peace. It was funny, I was like, I'm going to draw some more tarot cards to see what the blessings are afterwards. Now we're getting some blessings from the tea leaves. And then I'll shuffle the rest of this because it did pop out quite fast. We'll see if there's anything else they want to say from this deck. Okay, horseshoe, good luck. Yes, okay, so I'm seeing all across the board here, Pile 2. If there's any doubt in your mind about going forward and trying to change the outcome, please don't doubt, because they're saying you have really, really good tidings with good luck and peace and harmony, and maybe even something new coming out of this that's better than what it was before, should you choose to take this advice. You will be forgiven. Don't be afraid to resist the authority. And also, I didn't even say this before. We talked about your pile leader a little bit, right, Pile 2? But really what this card means, because I do see it with the symbolism of, like, oh, she's weighing the apple and the orange, and then she's not looking at the big picture with the earth, right? Excuse me. But really what it means here with the title is, what do you feel? And that, Pile 2, is asking you to follow what you feel with this situation. Which, like I said, I get the feeling you're maybe kind of thinking towards resisting something. Thinking about going against authority. But remind yourself, when you come to a moral quandary or a crossroads, what do you feel? That is the right path to take. And that will bring you more towards happiness rather than the path trajectory you're currently on. Okay. And then last but not least, as I promised, I wanted to draw some more tarot cards on more blessings coming from the outcome of this, should you change the trajectory with the advice. Okay, let's shuffle these. Maybe 3 cards, Spirit, thank you. Besides peace and harmony and good luck, right? Other blessings coming from this, should you choose to change. What's the happiness? Let's see. 8 of Swords reversed, freeing yourself from, excuse me, what's imprisoning you. Also freeing yourself from a mental trap. Like, oh, I'm stuck here. Or, oh, I can't do anything. Doing this will free you from that illusion. Okay, that's one blessing. Blessing number 2. Look at that. It's the blessing card, pile 2. Literally the Wheel of Fortune upright. Please, if you take anything away from this reading, pile 2, because of that Wheel of Fortune just popping out, please stand up and change the outcome, because it's going to turn out really well if you do. Really, really, really lucky. Really, really full of blessings. You literally, you can't get more positive cards. Okay. And then last but not least, we have the 10 of Wands, which in a blessing mini reading, typically the 10 of Wands means burdens, but when it comes up in a spread like this for asking what's the good thing coming, it means relieving a burden, getting rid of a burden, letting go of a burden, less stress, less load on your back. Okay. So it would really be a good idea, and I'm sorry I keep emphasizing and repeating so much, but to change this path. Okay, just remember what we said earlier about embodying the logic and the taking no crap of the Queen of Swords. Okay, is how we'll put it more bluntly, right? Using all of your resources you can to make it go better, like the Magician said. And then what was the other card? I'm trying to remember. The Artist reversed. Thinking outside of the box, thinking creatively. Don't be afraid to resist. You'll be forgiven if you technically step on a toe, quote unquote. And that will change this for the better. To a lot of really good blessings. Okay. So that is your opportunity knocking on your door, pile 2, is the chance to change something that could go bad into something really, really lucky and fruitful and full of blessings. Okay. So, that is your reading for today. I hope you liked it. I hope it resonated for you. If so, please like the video. Please comment down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Just helps me out a little bit, which helps me provide more readings for both you and others in the future. And as is our tradition on Lone Pine Tarot, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, pile 2, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Toodaloo. Hello there, my wonderful pile number 3. Welcome today to your pick a card reading about the big opportunity knocking next on your door. And of course, as you can recall, you were drawn to the very beautiful number 11 card of Diving for Light. So as we always do with our pile leaders, we'll set her off to the left here. And let's begin our reading today with a tarot spread to get more context about what area of your life this blessing, this opportunity is coming from, as well as where is it going. There we go. Spirit guides for pile 3 collectively. Please guide us to the right 5 cards to explain. Thank you. Wheel of Fortune, very beautiful. Means good luck, good fortune. So something very, very fruitful and full of blessings coming your way. Let's grab the other cards before we expand too much on that. We need some context. But a very good sign right out of the gate, right? Right off the bat. And there is 5. Okay. Thank you for your patience, pile 3. We also have the 3 of Pentacles, okay? A little bit of an energy of Earth, which tends to relate to finances or career or our home. Sometimes I even read it for health, as I always say. And 3 of Pentacles specifically tends to mean something to do with teamwork with other people. Okay, so it's an opportunity coming along that is very, very fruitful, in which you'll be working with other people or there's like a group involved. Okay, let's grab the next card. We've got the Devil reversed. Beautiful. Devil reversed is the central card, Heart of the Matter, I like to call it. That tends to represent freeing ourselves from something that has been holding us back. The Devil card is a really good way to describe it is kind of like being in a cage. But reversed, it's like, okay, the jail cell opens. We're free now. We're freed from something. So once again, another really great blessing card to come forward for this opportunity reading. Then we've got the Page of Wands reversed. Okay, maybe a little bit of an advice card. We'll talk about that in a second. Especially in terms of exploring your creativity, your ambitions, things like that. And last but not least, oh, beautiful, but kind of interesting. A bit of a plot twist here. We've got the Seven of Swords as the outcome reversed, however. And what that means, pile 3. Excuse me. Also, I apologize in advance if I clear my throat a lot. Got some allergies today. But what that means is part of this outcome, this opportunity, is revealing a deception of some sort, revealing a trickery of some sort. Okay. What a fascinating spread. So what I want to say to you, pile 3, is the opportunity is something that's kind of coming out of the blue. It's something that feels like it just kind of drops in your lap. I don't think there's really any way that you could expect it, because the inciting incident card, the very first card, as I like to call it, is the Wheel of Fortune. That is usually something kind of like the universe just kind of like dumps something lucky in our lap. We didn't expect it. We weren't working for it. You know, not that we didn't earn it, right? But it's still not something that we technically like have been striving towards or crawling towards. It's something that the universe is like, okay, this is the right time for this. And then plop, it's in your lap, and you're like, okay, well, where'd this come from? What the hell? You know? So it comes unexpectedly. And there's something to do with teamwork, as I said, with the Three of Pentacles before. We summarized what the card meant, right? It's almost like a group of people come together with you, or this opportunity that falls into your lap that's really lucky is driving you towards a group of people that will help bring about this. Because of the Devil being reversed, and because of the Seven of Swords being reversed as the outcome, I almost wonder if it's a group of people that work on trying to bring about justice, or like a group of people that try to work on freeing people from some sort of problem, or I almost wonder if it's like, I'm trying to think of the right way to describe it, pile 3. I apologize as I pause here, but it's like a group taking an action together to free yourselves more, to reveal a deception. I don't know if it's like activism of some sort, or like something like, for some reason I'm being drawn to like an environmental group, especially because with Diving for Light, you have a woman who looks very aquatic. Like she has seahorses here, and it almost looks like seagrass or seaweed in her hair and like pearls. Like, so that's kind of why I'm drawn to thinking of like the environment, right? Like cleaning up the ocean, something like that. But specifically, it's like you work together on some sort of common goal for some sort of good, either for yourselves or for the world around you or for people around you. And it frees things with the Devil reversed, okay? And it reveals a deception here with the Seven of Swords, as I was saying, reversed. Like, someone's been getting away with something, and it's like you guys come together through just sheer chance of luck, or it seems like luck, right? Really, the universe is throwing a bow in your way, right? Your spirit guide's been working on it for you. And boom, you catch them, and it's like the good guys win. It's like a situation like, I know it sounds cliche, pile 3, but it's like a situation where the good guys win, where the right outcome in terms of morality occurs. So really, it's not just a blessing or an opportunity of, like, yes, it's good that you're getting this luck and this fortune, and there's freeing of self or freeing of something else and things like that, and finding a group of people that are like-minded. That's also great, but it's also a success and opportunity in terms of doing something impactful. Like, this really does feel some sort of, it's like some sort of outreaching thing. It's like a ripple effect. So even if it's technically done for yourself, or like yourselves, plural, it affects a lot of other people in a really positive way. And I don't know if maybe some of you have a job where like you already kind of work on some environmental stuff, or like, you know, other legal justice oriented kind of, you know, common concerns to humanity type thing, or it's like a charity you work at, or like that you're given the opportunity to work for a nonprofit, something along those lines. But in either case, pile 3, it's going to be a really good opportunity, like especially with that 7 of Swords outcome reversed. As a fantastic outcome, especially if they're the type of person that really does value justice. Okay. Now, I didn't talk about the Page of Wands reversed too much yet. That might be a little bit of a nudge of advice along the way. A Page of Wands reversed as a piece of advice towards this outcome is your spirit guides saying, do not be afraid to think outside the box a little bit, or do not be afraid as well, on top of that, to really reach for your dreams, reach for the stars with this, because a Page of Wands is someone that explores their ambitions, right? They're a part of the element of fire, and fire in tarot, as I always say, is about ambition, creativity, also confidence too. Don't be afraid to be confident with this. Maybe you feel like, oh, this is too big of a problem to tackle. What could me and my little group do? Or, you know, maybe you feel like, oh, maybe I'm not the best person for leadership with this, or maybe we're shooting too high for the stars, but really don't feel that way, pile 3. You're not shooting too high. This is something that is perfectly within your reach if you're feeling those doubts along the way. So that is just one little nudge of advice from your spirit guides, okay? And 2, like I said, I haven't even talked about your pile leader yet. The Diving for Light card over here is a card to me that represents finding light or truth or the good, but having to have strived through the darkness for it. It's almost kind of like going down and swimming down through the ocean, diving for light, right? Through the dark depths where even light can't touch, and then finding a piece of truth or light or something good at the bottom. So it's like you kind of working through those dark forces, like the Devil reversed, breaking the chains of the things that bind us. But you make it, and you find that pearl at the bottom, and you're like, oh, that little light. Like, I did it. It was hard. It wasn't easy. Seemed like every force was against us. And I feel bad, pile 3, because it almost sounds like I'm explaining like a really cheesy adventure novel. But really, that's what it feels like to me. And I say that as someone that loves like fantasy and adventure and stuff like that. But as genres, it's like you and a group of people taking down a big baddie, kind of. I mean, obviously, make it more realistic than that. But that's the vibe I'm getting off of it spiritually. It's kind of a cool opportunity, pile 3. Not everybody gets the chance to do that, so I think this is really cool for you. Okay, let's grab some of your other cards to get more context and explanations. So, Spirit Guides with Elle Qui today. Can you describe more about their role in this? What role should they play, or what role will they play? I was just talking about pearls, wasn't I? Look at that, pile 3. Pearl, she who rises up, empower, uplift, elevate. And actually, she kind of looks like the woman on the Diving for Light card, doesn't she? Very similar, you know? Looks almost kind of like the same woman. Maybe not exactly the same facial structure, but Pearl. I was talking about you diving for pearls. Look at that, pearl came up. She who rises up, like I said. And 2, same thing. It's like you're empowering or uplifting or elevating others with this group. I feel like there's some just really important human-related goal with this, with whatever it is you're doing with this. Okay, I'm really curious. Feel free to write down in the comments down below if you already kind of know what this is, or you're kind of getting an inkling. I want to know. Like, what are you guys doing? That's just so badass. Anyways. But yeah. Empower, uplift, elevate. Look at you. Sorry, I brought it a little bit closer to my face to glance at it, but yeah, this is a pivotal moment in your life, pile 3. You're doing something very important. So also, if you're doubting the validity or the importance of what you're doing, please don't. Okay, you're doing very important things. Okay, let's also grab the dream ritual, and then we also have some tea leaves to grab at the end. I might also draw more tarot cards, but we'll see. Okay, let's grab this one. What else can you tell us, spirit guides, about this very, very noble goal? Freedom. Just like the Devil reversed, breaking chains. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm repeating so much, pile 3, but there are so many signs in this reading of you doing something that's very vital to the just thing, the right thing, the moral thing. It really does feel kind of like an adventure novel, sort of. It's like, as I said, you getting together with some buddies, right? And doing the right thing. Breaking chains, giving freedom to others, giving freedom to yourselves. Maybe that's kind of the goal of this group, is freedom of some sort, especially with uplift and elevate with the Pearl card. Yeah. Don't flinch away from this, pile 3. Please. Please don't doubt yourself. Do this. It's cool. Okay, and then we will grab your tea leaves. Just watch you get another card that says something very similar. Okay. What else, spirit guides? Rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. You're improving lives, not just your own, but I think the lives of others. Okay, rainbows also come after the rain. We have more, water imagery too. Just like the pearl and the kind of almost oceanic looking woman here and diving for light. Pearl. Mm-hmm. And hammock. A hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally. What an interesting card to get with us. A vacation. I'm going to draw a tarot card on that one. Usually I don't try to draw so many tarot cards for context on the oracle cards, but I'm curious. Spirit guides, you're confusing me. What is this? That's what's going on with hammock. Explain that more, thank you. One card, maybe. Okay, for sure, this one already wanted to pop out, so I'll take it. The Ten of Swords. That's kind of dark. Wow. Okay, so the Ten of Swords can mean betrayal in some way. Oh. Maybe that's what it is, pile 3. Okay. Put on the brakes. Remember before I said you're revealing a deception or a trickery here as the outcome with the Seven of Swords reversed? Now I know the context of the vacation card. I think part of what you are fixing with this group of people is something to do with somebody like that was unjustly slacking in some area, or like a government slacking in some area, or whatever it is that you're like is in control of the thing that you're trying to fix or attain. It's like they were kind of like mentally on vacation. Like, we just didn't notice that was a problem. Or, we just, but like really pile 3, it was more just that they were negligent and they just don't want to admit it. So once again, I'm thinking like, even once again, they're on the, he's on a shore, like the ocean. So much ocean imagery. What is this? I don't know. Maybe some of you are environmentalists. I don't know, but really cool. But yeah, it was just that they were negligent. Or it's like they weren't there when they were supposed to be. They're like, I took a vacation. But you're like, well, wait a minute. Like, you slept on the job. It's like, that's what you're kind of fixing. That's what you're targeting here in order to bring about justice. Someone betraying something, whatever that might mean in your particular situation. What a beautiful reading, pile 3. This is really cool. This is actually probably one of my favorite readings I've ever done, of the tons of readings I've done on this channel so far. This is cool. Okay. And then I do want to draw 3 final cards asking more about the blessings coming after this opportunity is taken. And because normally I would ask pile 3, like, what are more signposts you can see, like, look out for to see where the opportunity is coming. But like I said, with the Wheel of Fortune as the first card, it's like it's something that just kind of plops into your lap and you're like, oh, well, now I can do something about this. Okay, so I won't be able to ask about that, but I will ask, like I said, about the blessings coming forward afterwards. Okay, so spirit guides of pile 3 collectively, should they go forward with this? Revealing this deception, fixing this problem, freeing things, freeing people. What are the blessings coming from that? 3 cards, thank you. So a little mini blessing reading. Interesting, the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Okay. And in a blessing reading, I read reversals about, like, as what's going to be fixed. It's going to bring about more reliability in some way. That's what the Knight of Pentacles represents reversed in this particular situation. So one blessing is things are going to be more practical or reliable, or people involved that maybe slept on the job, as we were talking about before, are going to be more reliable, or things are going to be kind of kept more in check. Okay. We also have the Page of Pentacles, exploring financial opportunities or career opportunities. So it could also, as part of the blessings, open doors for you, both financially and like in terms of career steps. Because that's what a Page of Pentacles does. They're an explorer of Earth. Which, once again, just makes me think of, you know, with especially all the pentacles you're getting. I swear to God, some of you are an environmentalist or something. Something with the environment. I don't know. And then last but not least, we have the Four of Pentacles reversed. Lots of pentacles, once again. And what that means, pile 3, in a blessing reading, is someone has been holding back funds, and this is going to let them release the funds for you to be able to do something. A Four of Pentacles reversed is someone, it's like a Scrooge becoming a not Scrooge. Letting money go. Freeing up resources for you to be able to do something. So just to summarize the blessings, more reliability and practicality is going to be part of the outcome in terms of the thing that you're trying to fix. Financial and career opportunities are also part of the blessings, and also money being released, resources being released to be able to maybe make sure it doesn't happen again in the future, the thing that you were trying to fix, or same thing to possibly, you know, like more resources for you and this group to be able to do something that you're supposed to be doing to make sure you actually have more chance to go after the goal that you're trying to achieve. Okay. So, wow. That is a cool reading, pile 3. I know I said that before, but yeah, I'm curious. For those of you this is resonating, please let me know down in the comments. I just want to know. I'm like, what are you doing? That's just so cool. Who is this adventure hero in my community? Or I should say heroes, plural, because obviously more than one person's going to watch this pile, but very sweet. Well, that was your reading for today, pile 3, and I hope you liked it. I hope it resonated, and as I always say at the end, please like the video, comment down below, especially you, pile 3, today, although I like to hear from everybody, and also subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. That just helps me out a bit, which helps me provide readings for both you and others continuously in the future. And as is our tradition on the channel, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye, pile 3.